welcome to your new favorite Bookish podcast, Fully Booked and Caffeinated. I'm Kelsey.
And I'm Heather.
And today we have our monthly bonus episode where we discuss the other books we've been reading this past month and whether we recommend them, and also our other favorite pop culture obsessions. This is May's recap, and it has been a month.
It is true that it has been a month.
It has been a long month. I was doing my notes for this, and I was like, wait, that was this month? It's been a long one.
Mm-hmm.
Let's talk about what we're drinking. What are you drinking, Heather?
Tonight I just have some refreshing water, but earlier today, sometimes I like to go back to my roots, and when I was into Dunkin', I used to always get their lattes over their coffees because they're really good. So today I got my caramel oat milk latte, and it was very delicious. Yeah, the lattes are always on point. I've never had a latte disappoint me from there.
You really can't go wrong with a latte.
No, it's very delicious.
That sounds good. I, this week, have a crisp cherry Coke.
Ooh.
Which I'm very excited about.
Is it
and I
everything
don't drink
you dreamed
soda.
of?
We have all this leftover soda, so every night I've just been cracking a crisp soda while I'm reading, and I'm like, wow,
sometimes,
who is she?
Yeah, I feel like canned soda just hits different than others.
It does.
Then just pouring a glass from a bottle, just the you got the the crack, and
I'm like, is it just the cereal dieter in me that's like, this is my dessert? I don't know. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's not healthy. Anyway, so cheers.
Cheers.
All right, so why don't you go ahead and tell us what books you read this past month that were non-pod related?
I will. It's very low this month, but still good. No, that's a lie. I did not enjoy all of them. Let me take that back. I did like most of them. So the first one I actually finished at the end of April. So it was right after we recorded, but I'll count it for May. So it was The Things We Never Got Over by Lucy Score, which it's a romance. I've seen it all over Book Talk, all over Bookstagram. She's thick. It's a big book, thick paperback.
And is that the one that's blue with the little flowers on it?
Yeah. Okay. And then there's 2 more in the series, which I bought the second one, not the third one yet. So I'm going to read all those because I really, really liked it. It was my, actually my favorite read in April. So I won't count it for May. It's my favorite read, but in April, it was a great way to end the month, to be honest.
Oh, nice.
It was I couldn't put it down. So I was staying up late to read, which I shouldn't be doing.
That's a sign. Yeah, so, of course not.
it was good. I did an audiobook it was called Hemlock, and it was by Kirsten Modglin. I do not know how to pronounce her last name. This one was interesting because apparently this author, it's a thriller, but with romance. So it was, but it wasn't really thriller-like. And there was kind of a supposed haunting in the house. So it was a lot of aspects mixed into the book. I didn't hate it, but I didn't love it. I feel if it was fully romantic, I think I would have liked it. I think the other things that were in it weren't great, but it was decent. I would read more by her because I did like how it was written. When I listened to it, it was pretty good. So, and then the other book I read that you also read was The Teacher by Frida McFadden, which just no.
Let us discuss.
Just no.
I mean, yes, just no, but it was so Frida McFadden.
I know.
So her style, it was twisty and so weird. And the more I was reflecting on it, these little quirky, weird things that she put in there, which no spoilers, the shoe obsession. And then it's just extremely dark subject matter. And you're like, this doesn't go together.
And then in further research of this book, I had read that it was very similar to a previous book that had come out, which I recommended to you, that you finished. I have not finished yet, but I'm almost done, which is My Dark Vanessa And I definitely got the vibes that she took a lot of the ideas from that book, made them into like her own, obviously, but I could get the
Hmm.
vibe of it was very similar. So
Yeah. I also saw that she has the fourth Housemaid book coming out.
a
And I'm
fourth.
just like, yeah, I haven't read the third. I only read the first two. But I'm just like, mm, has it gone too far? And I already know the
You
answer to
know
that
what?
question.
But she's riding the wave of success right now, and she fully should. Because
Oh,
it's almost,
1000%.
it's like a Colleen Hoover situation. You know, her books aren't always great, but
Hmm.
she's so popular right now, so it's a good idea for her to just put books out. And
And
now
she
she
has
has
diehard
movies.
fans
Yeah,
too.
exactly.
Hmm.
So I
Hmm.
think that Frida's doing the right thing. They might not be great, but people like them because they're an easy read and they don't make you think. So
Exactly. And
it's
they
a nice
are
escape.
entertaining.
They are. Oh my
Like,
god,
I
definitely.
actually rated this higher than quite a few other books that I read this month just because at the end I was like, okay. Like it was
I know.
entertaining.
I know. Oh man. But yeah, so that
Yeah.
was my three reads apart from the pod books. But actually my favorite read was a book that we're doing for next month. So I won't say what it is right now, unless I can. I don't
Okay.
know.
Yeah, yeah, I posted it online.
Okay, so this summer will be different by Carly Fortune was hands down probably right now my best read of the year.
Oh, wow.
Mm-hmm.
Rave reviews. Okay.
Yeah. So we'll
Spoiler
discuss
alert
that.
for what
What's coming
Heather's
up?
gonna rate the book.
It's definitely 1 star.
Definitely. So I got through a lot of books this month, but when I was looking at all the ones that I read slash listened to, I realized that it was definitely quantity over quality because I did not have that good of a reading month.
You didn't. From all the ones you when you were
I
posting your
didn't.
reviews on your stories, I was like, that doesn't seem great.
Yeah. So I listened to five books. And the first one was The Teacher because I was stalking you and you said that you were listening to it. And I was like, oh, there it is on Spotify. I'll listen to it too. And then you said, as you mentioned, that when you're reading the reviews, that people were saying that it was very similar to My Dark Vanessa. So once again, I was like, oh my gosh, I've been wanting to read My Dark Vanessa. So I listened to that and I won't discuss it. We can discuss it next month when you have finished it. But all I will say is the writing is so much different, so much more complex, so much better. It's like not even comparable. Like I get where, people are saying that she
Mm-hmm.
took some of the themes and stuff and like it is very similar, but these are like two different leagues of book.
I'm kind of considering covering it for July
Oh,
because it's crazy. It's a heavy book to do, so that's why I'm kind of like playing around with the idea. But
yeah, it is triggering, but I mean,
I
nothing
mean,
new
I know
for us.
exactly.
So then I listened to Spare Room by Andrea Bartz. This is another book that I don't think was good, but I enjoyed it.
Mm.
The thriller aspect was kind of slow. The main character is super annoying, but it was a stranger in the house turned thruple turned murder mystery.
Oh,
And I think that I just found a trope that I love. This is very niche, but I think I like the trope more than the actual book. So I think
great,
that's why I
great.
liked it so much.
Okay, now you know what to look out for.
Exactly. And I kind of wasn't expecting it to be that good. The reviews aren't that good on Goodreads, and the reason I listened to so many is because most of these were available right away on Libby, and
Oh,
I was like, oh,
nice.
that's not a good sign. So then I listened to one I actually liked, Just Like Mother by Anne Heltzel. This book is super creepy. It's another one that I don't know. It definitely won't be for everyone. It has cults, it has this like weird motherhood obsession. It's just very ominous and the storyline is weird, but it's my kind of story for sure. And like it gave me the creeps. I was like, I got the heebie-jeebies. So that's a good sign.
Yeah.
And then the last one I listened to was The Woman in the Dark by Vanessa Savage. I didn't love this. It's basically Amityville Horror turned into a thriller, but then the pacing was just super slow.
Mm.
So the haunted parts of it I liked, but the thriller part was just lacking. So I was like, just stick with Amityville Horror.
Yeah.
So physical books, I finally read Brother by Anya Alborn. I've been wanting to read this for a while, and I think I might have just like overhyped it in my mind. It is super dark, super violent, but I just thought it was all kind of like surface level. Like I
Mm-hmm.
needed more character backstories. I don't want the dark and violence just for that. Like there has to be a story. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? And then I read Murder Road by Simone St. James.
Oh, how was that?
This was good. It's not my favorite by her, but it's her typical style. It's like a thriller. It's kind of got these like true crime vibes, and then it has just that little paranormal edge. I really liked it. It was fast paced. There was a lot of quirky
Mm-hmm.
characters. Like I said, it wasn't my favorite, but I would still recommend it. And I really like her writing. I mean, I've said it a bunch of times on the podcast. I really
Yeah,
like her
I know.
writing.
I still need to read something by her, but I know that you definitely like her.
Oh, I've got them all. So there, I have two more I have to read.
Listen, I have enough right now. I need to
Oh, I
read.
know. I have a Heather pile in my book room. Okay, then I read Bonfire by Kristen Ritter. I was excited to read this because it's by Kristen Ritter, the
I
actress,
was gonna say it
the
was
one
at
who's
the
in.
Jessica Jones and all that Breaking Bad
Mm-hmm,
and stuff like
mm-hmm.
that. Yeah.
Yeah, Confessions of a Shopaholic, Don't Trust the Bee in
Mm.
Apartment 23, all of that stuff. And it was a past Book of the Month Club pick,
Mm.
but it just had so much going on. Like the story was good, small town corruption, and there's like a lot of twists, and then the high school drama that they're coming back to their small town and like revisiting. But the book was really short. So none of the storylines were like fully explored, and I was just kind of bored. So I felt like it could have been really good, but it needed to be longer,
Mm.
and they probably just needed to like pick some of those storylines and run with them.
Speaking of book of the month, I got a free book for my birthday month.
Did you really?
Yeah, I got the email today that I was able to do an add-on for free. So I added on The Familiar by Leigh Bardugo.
Oh, nice.
Mm-hmm. Because that
That's a
wasn't like a
nice little perk.
choice that you could get from her. It was an add-on
Hmm.
specifically. So, or was it? Maybe it wasn't. Maybe it was a choice. But regardless, I'm getting that one. I don't remember
I
if it was a
hate that they
choice or
do
not.
that.
Yeah,
Some that are add-ons
because they also
specifically.
had the new Ruth Ware book was an add-on,
Oh, okay.
but she's been hit or miss for me, so I wasn't sure if I wanted to use it on that one. So I went with the Familiar.
I think that's a safe pick.
I think so too.
All right, just a few more, I promise. I read The Reappearance of Rachel Price by one of my faves, Holly Jackson. I had my hopes up so high,
Mm,
and it's my fault. It was good. Like it was a twisty, unique thriller. It had like that documentary plot, which I know we both like when it kind of has that
yes.
like built into it. I thought the pacing was a little weird, and the biggest difference is that the main character in the Good Girls Guide to Murder series, I'm obsessed with her. Like she's super relatable and adorable and quirky and fun. I didn't like or sympathize with this main character, so it was hard to get past that and get into the story. And I think that Holly Jackson did that on purpose, like
Mm.
to be opposite from that book. You know what I
She
mean?
wanted to like create something different.
Exactly, and not have, the same type of thing. So I didn't hate it. It's just I was hoping I was going to love it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And then I read The Prisoner by B.A. Paris. This started out pretty good. It has like dual timelines and they're unraveling this mystery. And then in part two, there's no more dual timelines. It's just like present day. So it just kind of went off the rails. I didn't love the ending. I feel like B.A. Paris is another one of those authors that I just keep reading. And I only liked one or two of her books.
Yeah.
So it's like I just keep giving them a chance,
Mm-hmm.
and I wasn't
And
that excited about it.
just hoping that maybe
Yeah.
a book that you love will come up again.
Yeah, I'm not expecting that. I probably have like two more books that I have to read, like on my bookshelf. But anyway, and then last but not least, I read Darling Girls by Sally Hepworth, but I'm going to save talking about this until next month because this is for our book club, and you'll have read it by then too. I just read it
Mm-hmm.
early because I got it from the library.
There you go.
So yeah, overall, not a great month for me.
So what was your
I would
favorite one
actually
then?
say I think my favorite was My Dark Vanessa.
Ooh,
And it's weird to
okay.
say that because it's a
No,
fucked
because
up book.
it makes me so angry. I just get angry in my car. I'm
Oh,
like rage driving as I'm listening to it.
dude, and the audiobook
It's
is
good.
it's good.
Really, I
It
actually
definitely hits
highly
different.
recommend the audio if you like audiobooks, but just be prepared to like be angry and also
Hmm.
grossed out at times,
Oh
but
yeah.
not like in
And
a
it's like extremely triggering if,
yes, very, very, very triggering.
so proceed with caution. But
Mm-hmm.
if you read the description and you're into it and you're into
Yeah,
audiobooks, definitely go for the
agree.
audiobook.
Mm.
All right. So that's our two favorites for this month. Okay. So what about upcoming releases for June? What are you looking forward to for this month?
Well, I'm assuming we both have the same one on our list, considering we're going to the book thing. What is it like? It's not like a signing. It's like a book
I think he's probably
promotion.
signing
Okay.
books.
Well,
Yeah.
Middle of the Night by Riley Sager. He'll be at the Barnes and Nobles in Princeton, right? At
Yes.
the end of the month. So great way to
Hmm.
start off my birthday weekend.
I'm so
I
excited.
know, me too. So I'm
It's
really
going to be
excited
really
for
fun.
that. And then also the second book in the Butcher and Blackbird series, so Leather and Lark by Bryn Weaver that we just
Oh,
did. Leather and Lark comes out this month as well. It was actually an add-on as well for Book of the Month, but
oh,
I
wow.
was
That's
like, I'm
fast.
not getting that one yet. But I was looking forward to this one because I really liked the male character in that book.
Hmm.
So I was looking forward to reading his story. So yeah, that's this month. So that was the two that I had.
Okay. I had, in addition to Middle of the Night, obviously, I had The Next Mrs. Parrish by Liv
I saw that.
Constantine. And I don't know how I feel about it because, like we said, once you reread the original one, in light of how many like thrillers and stuff we've read,
Mm-hmm.
it doesn't hit the same. But it's been like a few years since that came out. So
Mm-hmm.
I I would be interested to read this one just to
Oh
see if it
yeah,
gets as crazy as,
I know.
Housemaid
It's
gets.
like you have to like read them. Like you might not love them, but you need to know what's going to happen. So it's the
Exactly.
author's doing something right. You have to give them credit for that.
That's so true. So true. Basically, we're suckers, is what we're
Yes,
saying.
100%.
All right, so I think that's all we have for books.
Mm-hmm.
What about TV for this month?
Well, do you want to talk about the finales of a couple shows or first?
Yes, so a couple of shows ended this past month. First, The Circle. We're going to talk about the finale, so spoilers ahead. I really wanted Kyle to win
Me too. Me
over
too.
Brandon, but at the beginning, I didn't like Brandon at all. And then he really did grow on me throughout the season because you could tell he started being himself instead of like
Mm-hmm.
trying to be someone else. So I was okay with him winning. I just really wanted Kyle and his dog to win.
I still feel like it was rigged, though. I don't think that he actually won. I think
I
it's
agree.
because he was a really successful catfish, and it. I don't know. I think Kyle was supposed to be the winner, but I think that the show was just kind of like, no, we're gonna go with this, because I'm sure that
I
happens.
agree.
So,
Because they don't show everyone's ratings for you to actually figure it out.
mm-hmm.
But like even when they were just showing like little snippets, I was like, "Oh, Kyle has it in the bag."
Yeah,
And I mean, I originally wanted QT to win, but then once Miles was knocked out, like obviously she wasn't going to, but she just played such a good game. Like
she
she did
did.
really well.
She did.
So I would have been happy with any of them winning, but I agree with you. I think it was a little
Mm-hmm.
suspicious.
It
But good for
was.
Brandon.
Yeah.
He did a
No,
great
I mean,
job.
I liked him, and I had nothing against him, but I personally think that Kyle was the one that got like the votes.
Hmm.
or the
Hmm.
highest rating.
Exactly. Exactly. Yeah. All right. And then Deal or No Deal. Deal or No Deal Island finale. Spoilers ahead.
Oh my gosh. What a
Once
wild
again,
show.
I mean, the concept of this show is so crazy. And I wanted Boston Rob to win, obviously, just
Mm-hmm.
because I love him. But I think we were talking about he got like
Yeah.
$100,000 appearance
So
fee.
just to be honest, so he made something off of it.
I still think he should have gotten more because he is the only reason that all of us
Yeah,
Survivor people watched this show.
I know.
But I wonder if for the next season, if they'll have more reality people
I think it would
or
benefit them if they did.
it's stupid to only have one. Like that
Because
was
it's gonna
unfair.
no, because I think it's gonna pull in people to watch it.
Yeah, I agree. Especially if they had like someone from Big Brother, someone from
Mm-hmm.
Survivor.
That's kind of like how they did Traitors season 1 for the U.S. They had a few reality stars sprinkled in with like normal people, and I think
Hmm.
that people were interested in it because of that.
And that makes it, I think that makes it more fun to watch
Mm-hmm.
to see how the like average people interact when
Mm-hmm.
they think they know
Yeah.
so much about, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So, but I was okay with who won. What's her name?
Jordan.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
I was okay with Jordan winning. That is an insane amount of money
I know. And they like wanted her to
for a
keep
TV show.
going. And she was like, I'm like, thank God she stopped because I would have been so nervous for her if like
Yeah.
she lost. So I'm glad that she got out when
And
she
she made a
did.
good deal.
She did. She definitely did.
Yeah, that was insane.
Mm-hmm.
And then also Survivor ended. We had the Survivor finale. Super happy with Kenzie winning.
I am also very happy that Kenzie won. I mean, I was rooting for Charlie. Like, that was who I was rooting for all along. And I still cannot believe that Maria didn't vote for him. And I actually went down like a rabbit hole and they're like not on good terms.
Would never forgive Maria if just
Mm-mm.
because her reason was bullshit.
Yeah,
And I'm like Kenzie deserved to win too. Like
she did.
she was my pick from the start just because I want to hang out with her. But Charlie played such a good game, so I would have been happy with either of them.
And
But like, did you listen to Tyson's podcast
yeah,
where he was talking about like which this is what I hate about the new era that they do the reunions right away
I know. I don't like that
or the
either.
after show whatever
Mm-hmm.
because the whole point is that they go home, they watch everyone else talking shit about them, and
Mm-hmm.
then they come back for the reunion and they fight it out. That's the whole
Yeah,
point of a reunion.
I know. I know.
But the fact that they were like, we should just sit here and keep the camera on Charlie for just 10 minutes straight. Like, can you imagine? And Jeff was like, so, how do you feel about Maria not voting for you?
Yeah, that
And I
was
was like, oh my God, he's never going to be able to let this go.
no. But I did see that Kenzie is pregnant.
Yeah. And she had her wedding that she
Ugh.
had postponed. She looked amazing. Wow. Yeah. I mean, I'm happy that she won.
No, and this was one of my favorite seasons in a while. It's my favorite season of the
It
new
was really
era for
good.
sure.
I did not like the first few episodes and I was getting worried.
Mm-hmm.
And then it just really turned
Kicked
around. It
off.
was
Mm-hmm.
good. All right. I think that's all the finales that we had.
Yeah.
There's a lot. Everything was ending, which means everything is going to be starting next month.
Like
I know Big
Love
Brother
Island
starts.
starts in 5 days, 6 days
Oh
actually.
my goodness.
But it
Love
I know.
Island, Big Brother.
But I don't know when we'll have access to it. And I don't know if it's going to be
Yeah.
on Peacock again or if it's going to go back onto Hulu. I'm not 100% sure, but I'm sure I'll find out eventually.
Yeah. Okay, what else did we watch?
Selling the OC.
Selling the OC, season 3.
Wild. And I listened to Brittany Snow's episode, actually, of Call Her Daddy this month.
Oh, okay.
I forgot about that. And that's just, I feel so bad for her to, like, have to watch all this back. Like, watch, the interactions between the two of them, between Alex and Tyler.
And they just seem like such opposite people.
Mm-hmm.
Alex Hall and Brittany Snow, it's like,
Yeah.
I can't even imagine if, you know what I mean? Like, because you just see that and you're like, really? Like,
Mm-hmm.
that's not who I thought that my husband would be. Allegedly, who knows if, who knows what happened while they were still married. But regardless, there was flirting and
Mm-hmm.
inappropriateness.
Yeah. But this
And
season was
also,
mainly drama.
I'm just so over Hall and Tyler, though.
Me
Like, I
too.
don't care. Hall used to be one of my favorites, but I didn't like her this
Me
season.
either.
I
And she
thought
was kind
that,
of a mean girl, like more so than usual. Like, you gotta be a little bit of a mean girl. I get it, but
mhm,
this season was a little much.
yeah, and she definitely, like, doesn't take accountability. Last season, I did not like Kayla, but Hall did Kayla dirty.
Mm-hmm. She did.
And I don't like that new girl, the one from the
Allie?
South.
Me
Yeah, I'm
either.
not a fan.
Mm-mm.
When she was banging on the
Oh my
window
god, I
like a
know.
maniac, it's like, oh my gosh. But I
Yeah.
mean,
Mm-mm.
you can't just like hire someone because they're pretty and they're not even getting their real estate license. And then they're like, hey, do you want to lead this open house for this like $20 million house?
Yeah. I'm. Mm-mm. She apparently doesn't even have her license yet,
I
or
would be
something
okay if
along
she was
those
not
lines.
on next season. Well, then I watched Selling London, which I was telling you
Mm.
about. I watched this because I needed to couch rot, and I'll watch any of these stupid reality real estate shows, but it's not nearly as juicy as Selling the OC or Selling Sunset. Maybe if they have a season two, it will be
Okay.
because like they'll get into the groove of it. It was just fine. Like the drama was like one thing that happened and it wasn't even that bad and then they just like milked it for the entire season.
Love that.
And also they just wore like normal clothes.
Gross. I need
So like
I need Kayla in the finale was wearing like gloves to the office. I'm like I'm like,
like what are
okay.
you doing with those gloves? I need Selling Sunset's Chelsea's race car
Oh
belt.
my god, I know.
I need all of it. So
100%.
yeah, the fashion was just not there for me. Other than that, oh, I watched Ultimatum South Africa.
Mm.
So I did finish it. All the episodes are up now. That's on Netflix. It's really good. It's just as juicy as the US version. But I was telling you, the only thing I didn't like is that out of the couples, only one
Was a
was where the man gave
man.
the ultimatum. So I just didn't love that messaging. But it was juicy. It was good. They had the reunion. That was juicy. So
Nice. I'll have
I
to add
liked
it
it.
to my list.
Yeah, it was good. What else did you watch this month? Anything else exciting?
I've fully caught up on this season of Abbott Elementary, and this was just such a good season. Like, I've loved this show, but this season was amazing. Like, so, so good.
What season is this?
3.
Okay.
And I want to say, judging from how the last episode, I think it's done for the season. I think, especially now, I feel scripted shows don't get as many episodes as they used to.
Hmm.
You know, like I've been rewatching the OC, and like season 1 had like 28 episodes, and I'm like, that's
Hmm.
freaking wild. Like, that's cut in half now. So I believe that Abbott Elementary is fully done for the season until the fall. So I highly,
Hmm.
highly recommend it. It was just really well done and funny and great.
Hmm.
And then my favorite, the first 4 episodes of Bridgerton were released. This is my
Hmm.
favorite show. I'm very sad that I have to wait 2 more weeks for the final episodes, but it was so good, and I swear that this show can do no
Why did they
wrong.
wait so long between
I
dropping episodes?
It's just the thing that they do now. Remember they did it with You. They only gave you half of the
Oh,
season. I
yeah.
think it's their way of that, so they don't have to put them all out and they can like get you.
I
Whereas
like, I don't mind when they do like two at a time each week. I
mhm.
mean, I hate it, but like that's better than doing
Yeah, so
a month
the
later.
first 4 came out 2 weeks ago. And then it was actually we went away to Mystic. So I'm like laying in bed
Hmm.
in the Mystic Hotel on Friday night, like watching Netflix on my phone because I needed to
Uh-huh.
watch them. And they were so good. They were so like, you've never watched it, right?
Mm-mm, not yet.
So they always do orchestra songs of like popular songs. So
Mm-hmm.
they did like a cover of Pitbull's Give Me Everything, and it's in a very pivotal scene
Okay.
in the series, and it's just I can't. It's just so good. It's so good. So I'm very much looking forward to the back half.
Okay. Yeah, I've been seeing that everywhere online too.
Mm-hmm.
The only other thing I'm watching is my throwback TV. So, I have to have something on in the background when I'm working. I started watching Girls Next Door, which started in 2005. It's about the when Hugh Hefner had three girlfriends
Oh.
living in the Playboy Mansion,
Oh my god.
and it's uh Holly, Bridget, and
Mm-hmm.
Kendra. And like obviously
Oh my
they've gone on to
god.
do so many other things now.
Oh.
It is it's so good. I mean, it's 2005, so it's obviously like a blast from the past. But since I started watching that, now I'm falling down the rabbit hole of all the drama between the girls and what's happened like in the 20 years since
Oh
the
my
show started
god.
filming. So I started listening to Girls Next Level podcast, which is Holly Madison and Bridget's podcast.
Okay.
And they still have it now, like there's still new episodes coming out, but I started from the way back from the beginning, and they had like 5 episodes where they just tell like the background of like how they moved into the mansion. They talk about having to have sex with Hef, have, the parties, all this
Mm-hmm.
stuff, and then they start to recap the episodes.
Nice.
So I'm like listening to that as I'm watching it. It's
That's like what I do. I do look for the rewatch. I'm listening to the rewatch podcast, so I'll listen to an
Mhm.
episode and then watch the episode. So I'm doing like 3 of those right now. So I get it. It's fun. It's fun to like
Yeah.
listen to
Yeah,
them.
definitely.
Hmm.
And they're also doing it same with like the OC one and stuff. It's like 15 to 20
I
years later.
know.
So it's
And they
so
have like they
crazy.
have all the guests on it because One Tree Hill does it too. It's done by
Hmm.
like the 3 girls from One Tree Hill, and they have like new guests on, not every week, but at least like every other week. And so I
Yeah.
get to reminisce about like their time on set together. So it really takes you back, and
Hmm.
I like it a lot.
And I just love that there's new drama from a show that
I
was
know.
out that long ago.
That's great.
And then other podcasts. So did you listen to Maria on Call Her Daddy?
Not yet. No.
It's unhinged. I mean, it is Maria to a T. She wasn't as lovable on it as she
Mm.
was on the show, but I think that's just like how she comes across.
Okay.
So I don't know. It was interesting. You have to listen to it. And then only other thing I watched a couple of documentaries. Oh, I watched The Roast of Tom Brady.
Oh, how was that?
I mean, I thought most of it was very funny. It is extremely offensive, racist, sexual, inappropriate, all of those things. It is. But you have to expect that. It's also hilarious.
Yeah.
Kim Kardashian almost got booed off stage. What was she even doing there? I don't know.
God.
And Nikki Glazer was like, everyone said she was the funniest person of the entire night. And I have only seen her as the host of F Boy Island, and I didn't think she's that funny because she's just like kind of like dry
Yeah.
humor. She's not like making jokes, you know what I mean?
No, she's
But
very funny.
she
Yeah.
was hilarious. Everyone who came up after her said, give it up for Nikki. Like that was amazing. So she was really good. Anyway, it's definitely offensive, but it's also really funny. And they had a whole bunch of like football players, and I was like asking Eric, I'm like, why are these two beefing? Who is this guy? Like, what's the deal here? So I don't know. You do need a little background, but anyway, documentaries. I watched What Did Jennifer Do on Netflix. It was good. It's about this girl whose parents, someone breaks into her house, kills her mom, and puts her dad in critical condition. And
Mm.
then she's getting interviewed and all this stuff. And then her dad wakes up. And then the story starts changing. So it's very good.
Oh,
There
sounds
was a little
good.
like questionable police practice, but in the end, they got the justice. So
Okay.
I guess we can let it go. And then last but not least, I watched The Challenge Untold History, on Paramount Plus,
Oh, I didn't
which
know
is
about that.
like, I stumbled upon it and it's like 6 parts. It's also not in any chronological order. Like they do a lot of
Oh
repeating.
wait, maybe I
It's
did
not,
see that. It's kind of like a they kind of go over all like the old seasons and stuff like that, right?
mhm.
I think I started it, but I don't think I finished it.
Well, it's not really untold history. Like there weren't any like secrets that came
No.
out, but they flash back, like you said, to like
Yeah.
how it started. They
Uh-huh.
talk about how it's evolved. They talk about some of the relationships that have come out of
Mm-hmm.
it and some of, the greatest moments and stuff like that. And then they obviously interview a bunch of people who come and talk. They there's like a whole episode about TJ Lavin when he was in that horrible, horrible accident and he was in a
Yes.
coma,
Yes. I
and I
remember
had
that.
just forgotten how horrible it
Mm-hmm.
was. So to see it again, I was like, oh my God, like
Yeah.
it's crazy. So it was a little like drawn out, but I just love the challenge. So I still liked watching it and seeing all the
Mm-hmm.
interviews and stuff. So if you're a challenge fan, it's worth it.
No, I agree because I remember I did watch some of that and I enjoyed it.
hmm I think that's all I have after I just went on for an hour
You
and a
had a
half.
busy month.
How did I don't know. Well, I know why I listened to so many books because I was like cleaning, I
Yeah.
was building the grill, I
Yeah.
was like doing stuff around the house. And then all this other stuff I just watch during work
Mm-hmm.
because I can't have silence
No, I feel you. I can't do that
because
either.
I'm a millennial
I
and
know.
we can't have
It's either
silence.
music or podcast or something on like my other screen, like a reality show that I
Exactly.
don't have to pay attention to as much.
hmm Exactly. Like I need to have something.
Yeah.
God forbid I'm alone with my thoughts for more
Hmm.
than 5 minutes. Anyway, oh, you had a little something for catch up corner.
Yes, the Tattooist of Auschwitz series premiered on Peacock this month. Neither of us have watched it yet, but I want to. I will
Mhm.
eventually get to it. So if anyone that really liked the book or listened to the episode and are interested, the series came out. So I think that it's definitely worth the check out to see. And then we
Mhm.
can, when we both watch it, we can reconvene and say, was the book or the series better? Which
Mhm.
I'm
Age
assuming
old
the
question.
I'm assuming the book is better just because it was like told from like the person's real point of view. But who knows?
Well, I'm just curious to see how they change it.
Yeah, me too. Yeah, so that'll definitely be something that I will get to eventually.
Yeah, I just haven't started it because I don't want to be sad.
I know. That's also why I've been kind of putting it off.
So eventually. Okay, so I think that's all we've got until we have a different BuzzFeed situation today. Is that BuzzFeed?
Yes. Yes, it's a would you rather. The hardest game of would you rather for book nerds is what it says.
Okay, we'll be the judge of that. Let's do it.
Would you rather only be allowed to read new releases or only be allowed to read classics?
Oh, I'm going new releases.
That is also what I would go with, and that got 59% of the votes.
Okay,
So that was also the.
that's closer than I thought
Mhm.
it would be.
Yeah. Would you rather not be able to buy any new books until you have finished all the ones on your shelf, or never be allowed to read any of the books you currently own?
Oh no, I would have to go. Wait, it says you can't buy any new books?
Yes, until you
Is there
finished.
a loop?
There is not loophole. No.
So I could get books from the library because I would not be buying them.
Oh, this is true.
I am
You.
picking that one then.
I'll finish reading the ones I have. That's probably what I would choose too, because I want to read the books that I have. Obviously, I bought them for a reason.
Yeah.
That got
And you've bought
82%.
oh, did
82%.
it? Okay.
Yeah.
You've also been like, oh, I read the first in this series, so I bought all 7. Imagine if you couldn't finish all these
No.
series that you started.
Mm-mm. Listen, I'm terrible. I start with the one book and then I don't finish it, like the series. I'll get to it
Yeah.
eventually. It's fun. Would you rather only be allowed to mark your place by dog-earing the pages, or have to make a small mark on the corner of every page you've read?
Oh, dog ear.
Yeah, because I don't want to. I mean, I've marked up some books with pen, but that's like weird if I have to do a small mark on every corner of every page. Like, that's just annoying.
Yeah.
I
That'd
would
take a
also
long
go
time.
69%. I'll bend the corners.
Okay.
Yeah. Would you rather live in your favorite book, but the main character hates you, or your favorite book character is real, but they're actually super annoying?
I think my favorite book character being real, but they're super annoying.
I think I'd rather live in my favorite book. So let's see.
What book are you thinking of?
There's like so many that I can think of with like just really good atmospheric vibes.
Mm-hmm.
Could live in like Spells for Forgetting a town and whatever. If the main character hates me, fine, so be it. I get to live on an apple orchard. It's fine.
On an apple orchard.
So I'm gonna go with I live
True.
inside my favorite book. You want your favorite character to be real.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, 70% I'll live inside my favorite book.
Wow.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Would you rather a series you love stops getting published after a major cliffhanger, or an author you love starts writing in a genre you don't like?
The first one. I feel like I'm used to it. Think of how many freaking shows Netflix has canceled and
This
left
is
me on a
true.
cliffhanger.
Oh, it actually, one of the things says fan fiction can solve the cliffhanger.
Okay,
And then
that's
the other
true.
one says, I'll expand my genre choices. I think I'll go with I'll expand my genre choices just because I get emotionally attached to books and I need to know what happens. So,
Yeah, and you read a lot more genres than I do, I think.
yes. And 83% said I'll expand my genre choices.
Okay. I'm unpopular today with my
It's
choices.
fine. Would you rather be allowed to read fan fiction but never write it, or be allowed to write fan fiction but never read it?
Read it. I can't say that I really read fan fiction.
I've read and wrote it, so there's I don't know. I think I'd also rather read it, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll go with that. 90% I'd rather read it anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Would you rather never be able to finish a series or never reread your favorite books?
Oh, that one's hard.
We were just talking about this, like series. I have to finish a series.
Mm-hmm. I guess never reread my favorite books. That sounds like the worst option, but there's always more books. I can't imagine never rereading like Harry Potter ever again.
I know. It's hard. I feel like I have a dilemma on my
Yeah.
hands right now. I'll go with never reread my favorite books. I could listen to them.
Oh, there we go with the loopholes. Here we are.
58% never reread my favorite books.
Oh, that was a close one though.
Would you rather build Bell's Library in your home or restore the Library of Alexandria? I don't know what that is.
I don't know what that is, but obviously it's Belle's library in my house.
Listen, I always tell Eric that's all I want when we get a house is I want the library with the rolling staircases.
Oh, absolutely.
And that actually only got 65%. So I need to look into.
Really?
So it says, let me borrow the doctor's TARDIS and stop the fire.
It's the ancient world's greatest library,
Oh,
founded in 283 BC.
damn. All right.
I mean, I don't know if I'd want to restore that. It has all these old books. Wow.
Look, we're learning as we're taking a quiz. This is great. This is also an
Yeah, I'm about to
educational
fall
podcast.
down a rabbit hole after this. Okay, bookmarking that. Anywho, go on.
When we come back on Bookish and Banter next month, you'll have a full book report on the
I'll be like,
Library
I
of
watched 6
Alexandria.
documentaries about them.
All right, final question. Would you rather be in charge of deciding how your favorite series ends or how your favorite author's next book starts?
How my favorite series ends.
Me too. I think I'll go with that. That got 57%.
Still pretty close.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah. Oh, man.
All right,
Some of these
that
were
was
hard.
fun.
Some of these were hard to choose between. I didn't like that. It made my heart hurt.
Also, I swear I had history class and stuff, but I just did not know about this ancient library.
I
I'm
didn't
sorry.
either. I'm gonna go out and ask Eric. Do you know what the Library of Alexandria is? And he's gonna give me a whole rundown because he knows
Oh
everything.
yeah, he's gonna know. Anyway, that's all we have for you this month. If you like what you heard, please make sure to follow, subscribe, and rate and review the podcast on whatever platform you're listening on. If you have any book recommendations or questions for us, you can email us at fullybookedcalfpod@gmail.com. Also, go on and follow us on our socials to see our upcoming reads. We're on Instagram and TikTok at fullybookedcalfpod. Thanks for checking us out, and remember,
If you need us, we're fully booked. Bye.
Bye.